world rallies to assist crisis in the Horn of Africa. On Monday, July 25th, representatives of 191 UN Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, member countries met in Rome, Italy, for emergency talks on ways to increase aid for the deepening crisis in Eastern Africa. More than 12 million people in conflict-stricken Somalia and parts of Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Sudan and Uganda have been affected by the worst drought in 6 decades, with an estimated 3.7 million Somalis, or a third of the population, on the brink of starvation. The UN High Commissioner for Refugees, or UNHCR, states that nearly 40,000 Somalis have fled to the Somali capital, Mogadishu, and another 30,000 have arrived at settlements 50 kilometers from the city as they seek to escape drought and famine in the southern and central regions.
Since Sunday, after access was granted by the Al-Shabaab group to some of the south-central areas, humanitarian organizations such as Kuwait Direct Aid, the International Red Cross, and the International Red Crescent have distributed food in Lower Shabelle, one of the 2 regions in Somalia recently declared as famine-stricken by the United Nations. On Monday, President of the International Islamic Charitable Organization, or IICO, Dr. Abdullah Al-Matuk, announced that the Emir of Kuwait, His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, had donated $1 million, opening the door for the organization's donations campaign to provide further help to the drought-stricken people of Somalia. Also initiating aid programs are Jewish humanitarian groups Isra Aid and World Jewish Relief.
The United Nations World Food Programme, or WFP, has meanwhile begun to airlift emergency food supplies to Somalia, and on Wednesday said a plane with 10 tons of nutritional supplements had landed in the capital of Mogadishu to treat 3,500 malnourished children for 1 month. Meanwhile, on Wednesday in Nairobi, Kenya, the UN held a donors conference in follow-up to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon's appeal seeking $1.6 billion in aid to the Horn of Africa over the next 12 months. The World Bank recently pledged over $500 million in donations, mostly for long-term projects to aid farmers, with $12 million for immediate relief. The European Commission made a new donation of $40 million for immediate relief efforts, as it pledged to mobilize another $86 million in addition to the $100 million already contributed to the Horn of Africa earlier this year. The Red Crescent Society of the Islamic Republic of Iran also announced plans to dispatch a second humanitarian aid convoy, including food and sanitation materials, in a week.